Just finished listening to this song by Marion someone, and there's a line that goes, "If you have good bones, the house won't break." And that got me thinking about what are the good bones to life. And I think that you can categorize it in different buckets. So if we look at, let's take 5 buckets, and we'll start with your marriage. What are the good bones to marriage? And then we'll cover parenting, we'll cover career, we'll cover money, and we'll cover health, right? Well, before I get into the good bones of marriage, what does having good bones mean? Usually it refers to the structure of a house, and this idea that if a house has good bones, it doesn't really matter if the paint is peeling or windows are broken. The structure has integrity, and therefore it will still hold up to the elements and to time, versus another house which could be beautifully decorated, the walls could be painted a beautiful palette, and it could have all the nicest things and all the fancy shit that a house could have. But if it has poor bones, if it's built on bad structure, if basically the bones are good, it doesn't matter how nice it looks, the house is not going to stand up to time. And so having good bones is critical, and that's why it kind of got me thinking about this, right? Like, we get stressed out about all the day-to-day minutia, but if you just focus on the good bones of life, then you're gonna be fine no matter what happens. And so let's start with the good bones of marriage. I think the good bones are respect for your partner. The good bones are sharing the same values. The good bones are taking time to talk to one another every single day, having grace with one another, and I talked about respect, but especially not disrespecting the other person in front of other people. I think that's a big one that was shared to us by Fran Levy. What are the good bones to parenting? Realizing that yelling is you throwing a tantrum, and only your kid or your toddler should be the one allowed to throw a tantrum. It is having grace with them, the same grace you would have with other children. Good bones for the relationship between you and your kid is not putting your expectations on them that you have for yourself. It's letting them grow up to be who they are supposed to be. It is putting their happiness ahead of your desire to have their success reflect on you. I think good bones is letting them figure things out on their own. Okay, so that's parenting. What are the good bones to career? I think the biggest part is a desire to learn, a desire to keep learning. Good bones is the willingness to work hard. I don't think there's really a substitute for that. And another part of the good bones to a good career is maybe networking. Maybe I'd include that in there. What else for a career? One foot in the known, one foot in the unknown, I think is a good one. Okay, so that's career. I said there's going to be 2 more, right? So there's money, and then there's health. Let's start with health first. Good bones to health. I think this is constantly evolving for me, and we're constantly trying to tweak it and make it better. But for now, I would say that the good bones to good health are sleep, eating well, exercising, all the basic stuff. What's something more tactical? For me right now, it's stretching in the morning and then stretching at night, because muscles have been locking up. So I think, like I said, good bones is gonna constantly evolve. Meal planning is a big one, because I know that without meal planning, I don't do a good job of eating healthy. So that really facilitates that. Okay, so that's health, and then finally money. think for money, first of all, being aligned with your partner, that's number one, because it's hard being aligned in values with your partner, because you can't control the other person's spending. So you just have to make sure you are on the same page. Also, you should be aligned with your partner because divorce is very expensive. It's less about like where you save and where you invest and all these things. Other than, it's like not about that. It's about controlling how much you spend, and that is about being confident with what you have and what you can offer to the world, and not feeling like you have to buy all these things in order to keep up with other people. So I think that's a first foundation of having good bones, is just having that in place, and then comes everything else, right? Like investing, making sure you're saving. I would say automation is a big part of having good bones with money, because you just don't have time to focus on all this. So just having a strong self-identity, having a strong inner locus of control, and then being able to set things up to automate it so that you don't make it a decision you have to make every day. And then just a third thing about money is understanding that money is a tool to get things that you want, but it's not the means to the end of itself. The goal isn't to have more money in the bank. It's to use money to build the life that you want. So I think that's a third part about understanding money and having good bones about money.